All right, so it is finally time for us to put this garden together. Honestly, it was time to put this garden together a month ago, but stuff happened. Last fall, I overplanted the entire area with green manure to help enrich the soil and the thought was provide fodder for the geese in spring. So it was sowed with a mixture of crimson clover, annual ryegrass, hairy vetch, and wheatgrass. So 2 annual grasses, 2 legumes. And it did really well. What didn't work was the expectation that our geese would actually clean all of this up for us. They didn't. They ate all the grass, they ate all of the clover, they ate some of the vetch, but they weren't particularly efficient at it, and they just thinned it out enough that weeds could take hold. So today, I've got to get rid of all these weeds so I can start putting the garden together. So step 1 is going to be mowing. All right, now that everything's mowed and nice and short, it's time to smother what's left. So let's get some landscape fabric down. I thought about using compostable landscape fabric for this, and I wound up deciding not to. I know it's slightly less sustainable, but I feel with the weed pressure we have, I'm going to need something that will definitely last me all season. And it's a couple of extra pounds of plastic, but it's a necessary evil for this project, and I will be saving more plastic than that in the reduced groceries. So, not great, but it'll get me going. Plus, I'm probably going to leave that landscape fabric down and put in some raised beds next year, so it's not going to be wasted after just a single season. All right, so getting the plastic down is a pretty straightforward endeavor. Roll it out, anchor down the end about once every foot. I'm probably overly aggressive on staples, but I've had problems with things blowing up in windstorms and stuff in the past, so I was aggressive. You put down a staple every foot, roll out the roll, get to the end of the bed, cut it off, staple every foot. Overlap by an entire repeat of the lines on the landscape fabric, which in my case is 12 inches. Staple that all down, roll back up. Just keep going, up, down, anchoring at each end until you cover the space. Then I go through and I anchor the edges, the long edges, at about every 18 to 24 inches. And once those are well anchored, I go through and I anchor down every overlap every few feet. That one is pretty well spread apart because I've isolated the edges where things can blow under, and I've anchored down all the points, and that overlap is going to keep weeds from doing much to push out. So, all that said, I've got a garden. I'm going to give the heat of the week and the intense sun, we're going to have a pretty big temperature spike midweek. Time to work, and that plus the black fabric should really bake down everything. And a week or two, I'll start planting through all of this fabric. And in a few months, I'll have groceries. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to keep seeing content like this, a like and a subscribe really help the channel. Commenting, tell me what you like, what you don't like. I take that feedback very seriously. I want this to be a great channel, and got a long way to go to get there. But as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks.